Hello there folks, doing a really quick little update on Crusty for installing breathers for axles, transmission. Because Crusty's a 4x4, it has a transfer case that has a breather on it as well. A grand total, there are 4 breathers on the van. For those of you who don't really understand what breathers are for, the breathers allow pressure to escape. When the pressure is such that the breather's closed, it's keeping moisture out, it's keeping dirt out, things like that. Now with the weather changing like it is, we've had flash flooding around us, and you might have to drive through deeper water than you want to just to get out of an area. I do not advocate driving into floodwater where you can't see the bottom. Do not do that. That being said, if you're doing a river crossing and you're in 4x4 mode and you're in the out country, when you get into that cold water, if your pressure changes in such a way to where it creates a vacuum, then what can happen is the water from the river can be sucked into your axle. Those oil seals at your bearings are meant to keep oil in the axle. It's not necessarily meant to keep water out. So that's the whole reason of putting these guys up above the water line. Now your breathers, instead of having the little cap, there's a hose that comes out and hits this little valve block and allows this to breathe up above the water line. So you install this higher up in your chassis or up in your body. So let me show you the little kit that I got. These little brass filters that sit at the top, they allow it to breathe properly. And your hose hits into these little barbed fittings. So you can push the hose in and it holds it fast. To remove it, you basically pull back on the little blue collar on this particular type and it releases your hose. It comes with a length of this black semi-stiff plastic hose. I got this from a company called Onboard Air, shipped to me out of California. They send you 4 of these hose connections, 2 90s and then 2 straight. Depending on where you're doing it, you can choose as to which one you're going to install. I don't use this bracket anymore for my jack. A little drop of thread locker. One of the things you have to take into consideration is how your axle moves up and down. So you want to have some play in this. I'm going to cut a length of this hose and find a way to string it up and over the muffler. I love the fact that you can press that and release the hose. That's really cool that they did that. That gives me my play. So the way I did that is I gave myself a lot of extra travel hose. Probably don't need that much, but it's there. I'm going to go ahead and go up and over the muffler shield back here. I'm going to go through this plug and go up. Cool thing about this is with the body all destroyed like it is, you get to see the inside of this. So that's kind of neat. And then just plug. Good, it's done. Simple as that. Well, I didn't want to, but I'm going to go all the way and take out this other engine cover. If I were to look for what's good in this situation, it's really pleasant outside. The wind is blowing. I'm going to have myself an orange seltzer, and we're just going to take our time. There's no rush, right? That's one way to look at it. Now I can see it and I can reach it. So there is my breather, and my 14 mil will fit on it. Oh, there it goes. I'm going to try to plug it. Okay, that plugs it, and then I can really clean it off. Good enough. Alright, so these little guys are 13s. Your original breathers are 14. That's it. I will say, as a little side point, these BioLite, these little tiny lamps, super helpful. They're real simple, but they're solar powered, and so I can recharge this just letting it sit in the sun for the day, or you can plug it in through the USB. There's breather hose number 2 for the front differential. I gave myself a little bit of slack, kept it away from the fan, and then routed it back through here, zip tying it underneath. You're gonna have to get creative with the way that you do this. I'm just going to state the obvious: keep it away from moving parts, keep it away from heat, all that kind of stuff. It routed through the same hole and came back into the same location, and I've got number 2 in there right now. Alright, so it's a new day, and I went to O'Reilly's and got myself a couple of adapters. In order to get this breather off, it is not a screw-on type. It is a pressed-in breather. You can pry the cap off. This will clamp to that, and then you've got the interim piece that steps it down one size, and then one more will step it down to this size that goes to the breather block. One thing that'll be interesting with this is to see how much this four-wheel drive selector, how much it moves. It's going to need to be able to flex. You can actually hear it release its pressure. Yep, it worked. I think that's got it. Yep, that's got it. So when this thing is engaged, it'll just push that down. It's not gonna pinch it. So that's good. Awesome. All right, so I finally got this little tiny clamp to work on that hose, which is perfect. There. Okay, there's that one. All right, so this is pretty cool because I can make this work because I've got all this extra hose. And I can find a way to modify this to make it work. Dielectric grease to make this go on in here easily. So that's not going anywhere. Good. He's not going anywhere. That can't come off. So there is my adaptation for this, because I'm going to run out of that other hose. I'm so excited. So now I've just got to thread this hose up and over the transmission. Okay, so I've got my last 2 pieces. I'm going to adapt this piece to my small piece. Yep. And those 2 don't need a clamp. Amazing. There you go. That breather is now connected to the final breather in the block. Okay, so that gives me 4 breathers that are now hooked in above any kind of water line. I'm really happy with that. Now I have myself safe from any kind of water infiltration into my axles, transmission, or transfer case. Just like anything else, got to plan on some time. If you're going to update it and do it right, it's going to take a little time. So hopefully it was helpful. If you guys enjoyed it, you know, be sure to continue checking out videos. I'll keep loading as long as there's interest, and give me some good feedback. Let me know what you think. Everybody take it easy. I'll see you next time. Bye.